Hello there, this is DBT, and this Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 9, and today I'll be driving my Lamborghini Aventador SV in multiplayer to determine how far can it take me? And I know, you might be thinking, DBT, you already made a video on this car in this series, why are you doing it again? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, this time I'm doing it on the Nintendo Switch. This is not in the global version, but there's a very good reason for it. If you play this version of the game, you know already what that is about. Also, I'm gonna be playing in Ghost series. I'm in Platinum League, somewhere in the start of the Platinum League-ish. So, the real reason why I wanted to do this is because finally, I have my Aventador SV at gold. Oh yeah, baby! Very recently, I was able to buy the last Epic, and if you've been playing this game for a long time, this probably doesn't look super interesting to you. It's like, yeah, that's not a car that is super difficult to gold, but hey, it's a Lambo, and I have it at gold, and I'm gonna be testing it. Just talking real quick about the stats for a relatively basic car of Class A that goes 368 almost. That's actually considerably fast. Acceleration, it's okay, good, you know, a little bit on the good side. Handling, it's just bad. In Nitro, it's pretty good. So overall, had it been not for the bad handling, this car could be really, really good. But that also goes along with the idea that this car drifts horribly. Or does it? Now, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you want to support me, consider joining the membership. The button is right there to subscribe. But alright, so this situation with the drift is exactly why I wanted to play this version of the game. Now, again, for Switch players, you know what I'm going to be mentioning, but for all of the global players that may be watching this that don't know about this, on the Nintendo Switch we have, as of now, a system where you can do drifts with better speed, keep the drift going with better speed, but also making it super wide, and that is a gasless drift. I've already talked a million times about this, but I thought it was worth mentioning over here, just to give context. Because when you drive this car in the global version, the drift is what is going to absolutely destroy your races. Now, again, if you're a very skilled person and whatnot, you can still probably do some pretty decent stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. With this car, that's undeniable. Simply because, like I said, it has really good nitro with some pretty decent speed. So yeah, and quite a right acceleration. But again, it's the drift where you're gonna suffer. But over here on the Switch, thanks to the gasless drift, you're able to take the corners. Yeah, you can take them more wide, but you can take them sooner, or earlier rather, and keep a lot of speed while you're doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a foolproof way of keeping your speed around turns, because you're still gonna lose a bunch, but comparatively speaking, you're gonna lose a lot less than you would in the global version, and that is why I wanted to make a video on this. What was I racing against, by the way? Aventador J570S, VLF, Aventador SV, and an Aventador J. Jesus, that is 5 Lambos, 5 Aventadors, just different models. Cool. Huh, interesting. A couple of players from the previous league, but anyway. So, the real reason and why I titled the video, if I put the title that I thought of putting, why I'm titling this that this feature is going away. Well, it has to do with the fact that you know that, well, even though the Nintendo Switch currently has been having a lot of troubles of releasing their updates and whatnot, supposedly the Nintendo Switch version will catch up to global, and in theory it should launch Unite at the same time as the global platforms. Meaning Android, iOS, Xbox, PlayStation, and whatnot. But like I just mentioned, the Switch has a lot of catching up to do in terms of, well, being basically a year behind. And I already made a video precisely talking about the situation with the 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐞 team. I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's a team that has been working on the Switch version and how they're basically gonna get fired at the end of this current month, which is very annoying. Link is in the top right if you want to watch it. Please do, because it's a bit of an upsetting situation. But either way, focusing specifically on the game itself, assuming that the game indeed eventually catches up to the global and we get Asphalt Legend Unite, Asphalt Legend Unite is gonna have crossplay, meaning that you will be able to play with players of other platforms. Now, one thing that I failed to mention at the start of this video is the fact that this feature of the gasless drift is exclusive, 100% exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. No other platform has it. And alright, I beat an Aventador J, VLF, Asterion. Look at the Asterion beating the... Oh, wait a second. Well, it did beat the Hurricane, so that's pretty good. Good job. Oh dear, only 2 additional players in this race. Okay, at least started quick. But yeah, so this feature of the gasless drift is exclusive to the Switch. While in other platforms you can also have manual acceleration on, and you can try to do gasless drift, you don't get to keep the speed as you do here on the Switch. This is something that is exclusive to this version. Why? I'm not 100% sure. That's probably just something that got coded in at some point in this version of the game. Now, I mentioned all of that because, like I was saying, supposedly, when Asphalt Legends Unite comes, it should be released also on the Switch, and there should be crossplay. Now, the situation with the crossplay is that if one single platform were to have this feature, but none of the others do, then every single Switch player would be at an advantage over the global players. And how much of an advantage this is, it really depends on the car that you're driving and whatnot. But maybe you have seen around that clip flying of, I think it was a Venom F5 drifting at like 500 kilometers an hour. And you're like, what? That's ridiculous. Yeah, because that's on Switch. Now, granted, like I mentioned, it does have some, what's the word for that? Some nuance. It's not as easy to say, oh yeah, the car just drifts unlimitedly at amazing speed. Maybe the Venom does, but for the most part, generally speaking, cars are gonna have a lot of trouble keeping up the speed and without making the drift incredibly wide. All right, I beat an Aventador SV and an Aventador J, the top 3 Lambos. Well, there were only 3 players, but still, it counts. Ooh, this is gonna get interesting because there's a couple of 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐿, which are also fast cars here for Class A. That Huracan, I don't think is gonna have a chance given that this is Ghost. He will have no chance of 360ing anybody. Anyway, so if you're a decent enough player in this version of the game, and you use gasless drift, you're gonna be at a massive advantage when you're playing against other players. And while that sounds like a good thing for Switch players, overall, it's a bad thing for the balance of the game in terms of, oh, this one platform is OP. So it makes sense that they're gonna be wanting to get rid of, well, either getting rid of gasless drift, of implementing it in every single platform. Now, to be completely honest, what is easier, to remove a weird pillar somewhere in a room or to build a ton of other pillars to match it? Well, of course, it's easier to just remove it. So it seems very likely to me that they're gonna end up removing here from the Switch the gasless drift. And that's why I wanted to make this video, even though it's with a car like I mentioned. I already made a video on this. Just because this is precisely one of those cars that can really take a very good advantage, oh Jesus Christ! Very good advantage of this situation of the gasless drift, because like I said, this car's main problem is the drift. That is the main thing where it suffers. The rest of the stats are pretty alright, even with the low handling. But over here, for example, look at that. 320 something was the lowest that I got. Now, had I kept the drift going, it would have gone much lower. But that is the thing about the gasless drift. You gotta be, not necessarily not that, oh, you need a 500 IQ brain in order to use it effectively. It's just that you gotta be very careful to when you use it. Careful about when you use it, not careful to when you use it. Okay, listen. English broken, I get it. Ooh, now we got a whole big fight in our hands over here. All right, this is gonna get interesting. A lot of Class A cars, only one for Class B. Well, look at that. There's a La Ferrari. That's some brave. Shanghai, this is a top speed oriented track, so this will get a little bit interesting. But I do believe that from all of these cars, I am the fastest. Not maybe I do believe the 𝐓𝐚𝐿 is a little bit faster than the Aventador SV. But the 𝐓𝐚𝐿 doesn't have the nitro duration that the SV has. And in a top speed oriented track, I may have some really good chance over here. And this is, like I said, this is why I wanted to play this, because as I'm recording this season or this series is gonna be ending in what, like 10 hours or so, and I don't want to record necessarily this race or this video with Classic Series, because in Classic Series this car doesn't get to shine as much, because the moment someone bumps into you, you lose a lot of speed. Or, you know, even in Ghost's Slipstream, this car doesn't shine as much, because in Ghost's Slipstream, yeah, any fast car is gonna do great in general. But here in Ghost, the fact that this car has some really good nitro allows it to just keep itself afloat. And I don't need to worry about staying ahead of anybody, because, you know, in Ghost there's always the worry that, oh, I'm ahead of these people, but wow, this car is very fast. Is that the Aston Martin DBS? He's doing a really good job at keeping up. In fact, he's gonna beat me. Whoa, look at that! I mean, to be fair, that is a very underrated. There's a thumbs up to that dude. It's a very underrated car, but yes. So the fact that I'm driving here in Ghost, it means that I don't have to worry about, ooh, am I giving someone an advantage by being in front of them? Yeah, look at that. The Class B car beat all of the Class A. Well done, that was a very well-driven car, I'll say that. Ooh, there's that same car again, and now I have the sound bug. You listen? Can you hear that? I don't know what this is about, but okay, it is what it is. So this is my chance to beat him. Again, very top speed oriented, but that car is seriously strong, I'm telling you. I think a lot of people are slipping on it because it really do be great. But yeah, so like I said, I do believe that this is the series in which this car would shine the most. Again, obviously in Ghost of Slipstream it can still deal a bunch of damage and whatnot, but over here the fact that it has very good nitro allows it to just be self-sufficient, as opposed to bringing a car that may be really fast but has bad nitro, like the 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐼𝐶. Is it the 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐼𝐶 or is it the Vector that has bad nitro? I know that one of those has better nitro than the other, but I don't remember which is which. I believe the 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐼𝐶 is the one with the bad nitro. I think. I'm not sure. And I think the Vector is more about nitro duration, but with worse acceleration, I think. Man, that DBS is just kicking my rear bumper. Look at him go. Look at him go. Well, listen. I said that I was gonna beat him in this track, but he just proved me wrong. But you know what? This is actually fantastic. I'd love to see a bunch of people actually playing and not just necessarily farming, because then these races get really fun. So there you go, man. That car and with that driver, just working some miracles over here. Yeah, but I did beat at least an Aventador J, Victor, Huarabi C, 19 Spider, and Aventador SV. All right. Now, to answer the question of how far can it take me, well, if you're driving this car for long enough, it definitely can take you to Legend League, at least here on the Switch. In the global version, it's probably gonna be difficult, because while this car is very fast, that horrible drift just is gonna be such a massive burden that it would probably be a safer bet to go with a Hurricane that, while it may not be as fast, it just has insane acceleration, it drifts quite alright, you know, all of that stuff. But here on the Switch, this car most definitely can take you to Legend League so long as you play enough. Unfortunately for this video, the fact that I tend to do the races for which I have fuel, in this case 8 races, that also means that, well, if in 8 races I don't get to Legend League, I didn't get there in this video. I know that sounds so dumb, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, oh Jesus Christ, oh that was terrible. From Platinum League to Legend, I think that is where you need the most amount of points. Like the jump from bronze to silver, you barely need any points. From silver to gold, you need what, like 150 points, or maybe just, I don't know. Then from gold to platinum, it's again not a ton of points, but then from platinum to Legend League, that is where you do need some pretty big amount, very high amount of points, and that is unfortunately not really that doable in the span of just these 8 races that I'm recording. But still, I did beat the Hurricane Evo, Peugeot 𝐼𝐿𝐼𝐶, and the Aston Martin Vulcan. Look at that, I'm telling you, in this version, the SV has a lot of power to give and display. So this is why I wanted to make this video on this version of the game with the car at gold, with Gasless Drift in this series, because it's the perfect combination of everything for me to show what this car was able to do in the Nintendo Switch when Gasless Drift was a thing. Now remember, all this that I'm saying that this feature is going to be removed is just a speculation. There's no confirmation about it. But, you know, it just seems extremely likely that that's what's going to happen. So we won't really have that much, we won't have a chance to have a look at this performance again. Because once this, the Gasless Drift is removed and this car behaves as it behaves currently in the global version, well, it's just going to be bad again. Like I mentioned, obviously someone with a lot of skills and whatnot can probably still... Oh god, did I just ring out? Oh, come on! I mean, I intended. It's kind of funny that I'm talking about skills and at the moment I'm saying that I ring out. But yeah, so someone that knows how to use the car can probably still do some damage with it in the global version and what is probably going to become the... Jesus Christ, can I drive any worse? What is going to become the Switch version as well. But in general, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna miss this. It seems extremely likely that they're gonna remove it. And, well, honestly, I wouldn't be bothered if they were to bring Gasless Drift to all of the platforms, but that does seem incredibly unlikely, so the most realistic scenario, it's it going away, and I'm gonna miss it, and I'm gonna miss being able to use my Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce multiplayer and seeing how far it takes me, man. I'm gonna miss this so much. Look at that, I'm overtaking, well, honestly, that Corvette is very slow. And he might actually overtake me around here because, look, even the gasless drift can only do so much when you have a section like this. Though, I could probably try some wall riding. But... Did I keep the third or not? I kept the third. Let's go, I did beat the Grand Sport. Yay! But alright, just wanted to make this video again to kinda see what this car used to be when it was good, thanks to a weird combination of things over here. But alright, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe again. If you want to support this channel, please consider joining the memberships. It's a program in which, you know, the monthly... Oh, there's my ring out. The monthly pay and all of that, but you get access to exclusive videos and streams and whatnot, so check it out, there's the offers. But once again, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!